insurance where everybody go to the hospital, they will be treated. That's what we want. That's what makes you proud as a leader. That you got healthy citizens.
Kuzi is. Yeah, okay. Newton took day's affair, right, on the seventh day, the 7th day of August 2025. A rainy day. So let's say good morning to all of you. Thank you so very much that you join us for Let's Talk About It. Together we can talk about it because we've got the issues to talk about, so we can but talk about it. Let's acknowledge as quickly as we can. Some of you, not all, because time is of the essence. Then we get started with what we've got on our plate. Ralph Kelly, Batnersville, Brickett Taylor, that's where Jackatown, Bombing County, Sussex, yes. T. Horace Yempa, Steve Yakade, Asata Miller, Olga Jeff, Emmanuel Quia, Vinicius Bar, George Watkins, and the list is just long. Time is of the essence. So Newton Tokbai is alongside me, and we are doing it together on today, Thursday, and let's see how it would be. I think we will also be in tomorrow because Israel got to get well, very, very well, and then get set for Monday, fresh start of the week. So today is the 7th, huh, Newton?
Yeah.
It is the 7th day, and it is Say No to Drugs march, campaign, protest, petition, whichever way you can call it. But they say they are getting out today because it is too much. Enough is enough, even though they are not using that cliche of July 17th, but it is the same thing when you step out to say that, look, this thing is widespread, is uncontrollable, and nothing is being done by the government. Hence, we are coming out. You are still saying the same thing.
Yeah,
enough is enough.
Yes.
Yeah. So today is the day, this wonderful day has come to pass. And they said, according to the statement released by the Ministry of Justice, the government gave them the permit unconditionally to move out and parade as per the arrangement with the Ministry of Justice, that one group is coming from the across. Their statement, this is the statement from the Ministry of Justice. We acknowledge receipt of your letter dated August 18, requesting approval from the Ministry of Justice on behalf of the women of Liberia. That's how they call themselves, Women of Liberia, for a plain peaceful march under the Say No to Drugs, Say No to Drugs campaign, slated for Thursday, August 7, from Vamoma in Sinka and from Freeport on Bushra Island to Capitol Hill at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. So that's under just 9 minutes from now. They will be coming from across and Sinka, and then the two groups will merge at the Capitol building to say, we don't want drugs no more in our country. So that is it. That is our first pointer. And then
Yeah, yes. Mr. Andrews, thank you so much. I appreciate. Yeah, so I appreciate so much. Like you rightly stated, that Syria, women of Liberia, from different walks of life, uh, are taken to the streets of Monrovia, in what they call or term as say no to drugs. This is good for our country, and we pray that that's what, like I said, um, the government needs to be proactive in terms of the fight against drug, because that's one of the things that is said during the campaign 2023 election. Some of those songs, campaign songs, some of those slogans that was chanted, some of those songs that were sung by partisans of the United Party. Most of them you used to hear them singing about, go retire with the Kush, Buka Denshaws, but then they were referring to the former president, George Weah. So the reason why those songs were sung, it was on the basis of perhaps or apparently they saw the proliferation of drugs allegedly under the then government. So they were coming to power to eradicate, or if not to eradicate drugs, but to minimize the proliferation of drugs in our country. But we're seeing the opposite of their campaign messages. We're seeing the opposite of songs that were sung, those songs that were sung during the 2023 campaign. So this is just one aspect of the fight against drugs, by people coming out, women come out, in the streets to protest. It doesn't for me. I don't see it as a real fight. I doesn't see it as a fight against drugs. The women might come out today in their numbers, but sending a signal to the government that yes, we want a stringent measures to be put against the fight of just and what have you. Those they are good laws, the just laws, making it non-bailable offense. That's what I said on one of my presentations the other time.
Oh, sorry, Newton, to interrupt you. We got to make some kind of adjustment, very significant adjustment. So let's go this. They told us, but we aren't seeing. So Newton was on when we paused to take that break. So they have couple of impediments just to run you through how it's going to be. They are coming from across and sinker. But here is the future. And I think a factor going to play. And this is where we're going to see whether they are honest or not, and honest with those people whom they've appealed to come out. And that factor is the weather. Unlike those they refer to as ordinary Liberians or protesters, the weather doesn't mean anything. No, not an impediment for them. They will come out even if the rain extends. We saw that on July 17 and before July 17, but July 17 is the most recent that was evident. They came out. They defy the rain. They came out. Whether they will get sick or not, it was not their concern. Their concern was get out, do what we ought to do, and it did pay off for them, even though the government is yet to respond to their counts as contained in their petition. These women, most of whom are aristocratic bourgeois women, highly educated, civilized, over civilization, and I don't see them really defying the rain. And if the rain continues as it is, it's going to have a serious impact on the protest this morning. Maybe it will just be cars protest. Cars protests. Every one of them will be in their cars because 99.9% of them have cars. So if it is raining, what kind of civilized woman that know herself, highly educated, she's not the down to F type, she's not the the ordinary theft, not the grassroots, will go stand under the rain. Who want to do that?
Yeah, but the thing is, because but another thing, if you make it maybe cast protest, it means that you wouldn't
No, what I'm
meet,
saying when I say
wouldn't
car
meet your
protest,
your,
they
your
wouldn't want to
objective.
come out. They wouldn't want to stay under the rain like we see, because protesters, when you are demanding something, you defy all odds,
Yes.
artificial and natural. You defy it to get your position moving. Those women, most of whom are top-notch women, they can assume that the rain is falling and beyond the intensity it is now. Can they?
Yes. So it means that means the number of presents you expect, you wouldn't have those presents.
Definitely.
Right? So that's
definitely. That's where I'm headed.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes. The number of presents who's supposed to show up wouldn't show up.
Because they are sugar now, they are salt. They want to melt.
So it means that the rain will serve as impediment for them.
It is.
Yeah.
Then the rain can serve as impediment. They will determine whether they will determine between their health, their status, everything about them, the rain and their position.
Yes. But impediment in terms of coming up in their numbers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
July 17. Well, July 17, they were excited, they were motivated. July 17, the rain started to fall. And what were we hearing? Oh, they were making fun of they will not come out. Yeah. Because they know that people in Liberia, this is a common thing that people are afraid of rain. And truly, once rain starts to fall, everybody running here and there for some kind of safety. When guns or bullets are being released, people standing out to see how the guy is releasing.
If I want to hearing the sound, somebody wants to know where the gun sound is coming from.
Definitely.
To go see where the sound is coming.
Well, as soon as it starts to rain, everybody running, everybody. So I don't see that is my point. It is not going to be. Most of those women will not want to get under the rain. And if they cannot, this is where at the 11th hour, some of the women will get discouraged and go, because most of the people will not, under no circumstance, those women that I know, that we know in the border politics of Liberia, will stand under that rain or will march under the rain. Imagine you coming from across all the way to the capital, you know how many, almost 2-3 hours if you're marching and the rain is falling. So before you can get between Freeport and Claratown, you wet. Then from Claratown to the bridge, you are overly soaking. So the next thing, going to start shivering.
Yeah,
so cool. They know that very well. They wouldn't want to take risks. So it's going to be cars protest. The ones who have the cars going to go straight to the capital, and there where it's going to be bad, because you and the leaders must be in the forefront. They are the drum majors. You can motivate people when you stay away, and then you expect the people to get under the rain and go from one end to another, while you go ahead at the Capitol building in your koozie, your vehicle, you park it, then you're waiting.
Yeah, but the commander is always even. The commander, once you are the commander, you commanding, you should be ahead of the unit. So that's how it works. Yeah.
And do we need such today to alleviate or to clamp down on the widespread of drugs? Do we need such?
Yes, for me, Sam, I would say it. Yes, we need such. This is intended to put the government's feet to the fire, to make sure that, like, from the inception of this discussion, like I said, to make sure that the government takes immediate action. While it's true that we have under the good laws, starting from the CDC government, making the drug law non-bailable offense. This was done under the WIAS-led government a while ago, and today we're seeing the proliferation of drugs in our country, and the Unity Party government. That's one of the reasons why the Liberians voted them, because Liberians felt that the youthful population of the country, was actually languishing in drugs. Bulk of the young people were in different graveyards, sleeping and making it at their residence, and all of that. Bulk of them were involved into criminal activities due to drugs, because normally when you take those people, what I've noticed about them, Sam, is that whenever they consume those substances, yes, those substances, the next thing that happens to them, once it start to leave their body, they want to renew it, they want to get another one again, because once they're getting out of their body, maybe they are feeling the way they feel, because some of them have explained to me that sometimes when they take the kush, and the kush is leaving the body, it's expiring, they have to renew it, because when they don't renew it, what happens to them is that their bodies start to itch. Sometimes you say, oh, I need to go, yeah, I need money, I need to go take the tramadol and all of that. So those are things that happen to them. So on the basis of the Unity Party coming to power, like I said, during the 2023 campaign, there were several songs sung. Some of those songs, among those songs, the major one could be, and the one they used to sing about President Weah, that we tired with the kush buka dance. Yeah, those were songs that were sung. We tired with the kush buka dance, or our children die you buka dance. And we saw mothers, the very mothers you see them today. Those mothers were in the ring. They were running campaign. They were singing those songs. So why are they coming out today? So does it mean that those songs that were sung in terms of change against the fight of drugs, is not coming to reality? They are not seeing it. Is that the reason why they are coming out today? When those same people stood up 2023 and they were chanting slogans, they were singing songs. So yes, these people are coming out, I'm sure, because they want to put the government feet to the fire, at least for the government to double up its fight.
Didn't the government
Yeah.
declare this thing a national emergency? The government did declare it national emergency.
Yeah, the government, apparently the government declared it as national emergency, but it doesn't in any way negate the fact that the government has done what it ought to do in terms of the fight against drugs.
So has the government done anything since it declared it national emergency? As far as you know?
As far as I know, the government, the kind of effort, or the expectation of Liberians in terms of the fight against drugs, the government hasn't done anything when it comes to that. When it comes to that, the government hasn't done anything when it comes to that. The government still needs to do more. That's what I think.
Can march, parade, a campaign, whatever the slogan, minimize drugs, stop drugs from coming into the country, you think?
That's what I said. Everything these people, these women will gather today in their numbers, but everything after they shall have marched today, what happens next? These are questions that we should be asking ourselves. After the march, the August 7th march, what's next? So everything relies on the government. They will come up, they will present petition to the government. Yes, those things will be done. But what action? What action the government is going to take? That's what I said. The government needs to be proactive, because when these people come out, they go back homes, and we still have these young people in the different graveyards, in the streets. They will still have to consume the job. What would the government do, or what is the government intending in terms of finding an amicable solution to the fight against drugs? In terms of budgetary allocation, to have rehabilitation center for them. Because if you let's assume that maybe you want to take them from the street. If you take those people from the street and you have to rehabilitate them, where do you carry them? Where are the rehabilitation centers?
So your argument,
that you take them? The government does not have the facilities.
So your argument defeats the say no to drug march on today or campaign.
I'm saying that it's not sufficient.
I agree with you. That's why I'm saying a defeat.
Yes,
because you saying no to drug is one thing. Having or putting it on the young boys and girls whom they've seen as the victims, and doing nothing about it practically, because those are things that you ought to do. It's not just to come out with an announcement. The government declared drug a national emergency. After a couple of months, more than a year, the women are rising up to say to the whole world that drugs have infested the country under the Barker government. It is uncontrollable. An admittance that the government just made a charade statement. The government has failed in that sector. So before you do that, you want to make sure that various centers, the government do not have a full program in place for anything like this. The government don't have. Now, President Buakai made what the executive mansion called bold national response to drugs crisis in Liberia, which in my opinion is just another publicity stunt, another piece for the media to run with. Yeah, what it says. Listen carefully, people, all of you who are following. This is the statement that came from the president's office. It said, following receipt of the progress report, following receipt of the progress report of the multi-sectorial steering committee on drugs and substance abuse, President Joseph Yoma Boakai has issued a special presidential statement announcing an aggressive, multi-pronged national anti-drug action plan in response to the alarming surge of drug abuse and trafficking across the country. This is another just putting words together, using, the people can say, using big words with no understanding. He described the proliferation of drugs as an attack on our future and reaffirmed his unwavering commitment to safeguard Liberia's future, communities, and future generations from the scourge of abuse or substance abuse. We cannot allow the spread of illicit drugs to turn our children into victims, our communities into ghettos, and our neighborhoods into shelters for criminals. The Liberian leader commended the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency for its relentless efforts and extended special recognition to the Multi-Sectorial Committee on Drugs and Substance Abuse for its coordinated work, highlighting the recent progress report submitted to his office. He further lauded civil society groups and community organizations for raising their voices to increase awareness, draw attention to, and for taking a stand on this crucial national matter. He urged Liberians to forge a concerted effort in strategizing concrete actionable steps in complementing government effort. Now, it all ends right here. These are what I consider from the introduction to this paragraph. I can say that they just wrote honestly, and I can tell them, and gave it to him. They are making fun of him, and he's so comfortable to make fun of himself. From the first paragraph to the paragraph I start on, before we go to those thematic areas, Mr. President has talked about all those things, government official, everybody, they talk about all those things. Just a couple of days ago, what did the former DEA boss say? He said drugs are coming in from the very border points. So the same people who talking against drugs, they are the ones who are bringing in it.
They're smuggling drugs.
Hassan Fadiga told us the very border points, drugs coming, Sierra Leone, Bowater Side, Grand Cape Man, there's other place. And you want to believe him because he was in the system.
Yes.
So all those times, Mr. President being aware of all those things, did you hear him put any practical measures in place? Because if the government had put practical measure, sustained measure in place, you would not have these political women engaging in a political protest called say no to drugs. They admitting that the government did nothing. Mr. President had just been sitting down there. The people just gave him paper or just come to him and say, you got to do this, you got to do that. Listen to this. What sense does it make? He said, following receipt of the progress report.
Progress report.
What progress? Hey,
so, okay, yeah.
If you have progress, then we should not, the women should not be coming out.
In fact, who presented the progress report? Is it the Liberal Drug Enforcement Agency?
They say the multi-sectorial steering committee on drugs and substance abuse. Then we should not be having this thing on today. It means that you've done everything, you identified the problem you have, all of the mechanisms in place to curtail all of those. So we should not be having. How can you say you welcome the progress, then the people are out? The fact that the people have Newton, it means they're telling Mr. President and his people that this thing is uncontrollable, it's out of your hand. You have no solution whatsoever. Hence, you must do something because you signed up to lead this country. That's what they're telling him by his action. As much as we have the political sentiment into it, because yesterday they were against the July 17 protest, but they are telling Mr. President, look, you failed. Your government failed. The people will just write and give it to this man to read. The first line defeats everything. He exposed his weakness following receipt of the progress report. And if you say report, then you say, the people did their observation, their investigation, and put together, and then so how can it be progress report?
That's the irony. That's the contradiction.
Complete irony.
that's the irony right there. It's the multi-sectorial on the fight against drugs.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
The next paragraph say he has issued a special presidential. Oh, come on, you take that nonsense from there, man, cause pressure. He has issued, you think when you say special presidential, man, we just used to using words just to sound flowery in our country with a couple of things. Well, has issued special presidential statement. So why does it mean it means the people will get scared, the drug traffickers, the smugglers of drugs, those who taking drugs will get scared. Has issued a special presidential statement announcing aggressive, multi-pronged national anti-drug action plan in response to the alarming surge of drug abuse and trafficking across the country. The person that wrote the statement for this man, that person, I think they succeeded in making fun of him. Please, that's simple understanding here, simple.
Aggressive,
the first paragraph talks about progress. So the president is excited at what they're telling us. Then how can the president will constitute a committee calling for aggressive action, doing this, doing that?
So almost like a special presidential task force. So why will you have progress? Then you try to institute a special, presidential task force.
My man, the people sick. We're sick mentally, no disrespect. Then, let's go to the areas now. They say he lauded civil society groups and community organizations for raising their voices to increase awareness, draw attention to, and for taking a stand on this crucial national matter. He urged Liberians to forge a concerted effort in strategizing concrete, actionable steps in complementing government efforts. The newly announced anti-drug action plan to be implemented immediately and in accordance with law. 1. They say, listen, this will take most part of the show. Please, we'll back you up because the people say that today, the marching, today, everything about these drugs will come to an end. And do you know that it is just a political whim? They are only focusing on the people who they say taking drugs. What about those young boys and girls who were sleeping on market tables? Those who they are on the street loading cars. Most of those people on the street loading cars, they don't take in drugs. Not everybody taking drugs. But we just have this fixation, or we just fix it in our mind that once you look in that way, Once you look dirty, you're taking
you are
in drugs.
consuming, you are
Yeah,
taking in
that's the
drugs.
myopic concept we have. Some of those people that loading your cars, those young boys, young girls, they're not taking drugs. Those who sleep on market tables, helping people when people get down from the car to carry their load so that they give them $10, $15, $20, they're not taking in drugs. But we have this concept that once we see people like that, they are taking in drugs. What becomes of those people? Edwin Snow went to Center Street Ghetto. And let me ask you, Newton, please help me out here. When last did you see a government official going to ghetto or graveyard where they say the children are taking drugs prior to this whole thing?
Not a day. I haven't. Prior to this, I haven't seen any government official going to graveyards, to meet some of those people we call the Zoko or disadvantaged youths, at least to speak to them, encourage them. I haven't seen any of them.
So you see,
Yes,
you
I haven't
see
seen any of them.
how you see why Bernie Spears say they want us to look stupid. They think we are stupid. Snow and the rest of the guys, they stay in that legislature for rack of ages. This thing is a menace. It been all over year in, year out, months, weeks, days. So many children, boys, girls are falling victims. Wayward life, they are falling victim. You never heard them say anything. What they have always done in that legislature, fighting for money. They want to justifying that, moving from this other place to that other place. No plan in place to say the legislature or the Senate has enacted this, seeking the concurrence of the House of Representatives for this rehabilitation or this place to have use. I don't know how many acres. I know that thing where you can say 3 acre.
Maybe that's
very large.
Maybe 1,500 acres.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
But the government will procure at least you can have some kind of facility there for disadvantaged.
Like we see in other countries.
Yes.
Like we see in other countries.
You have the money. You can do the allotment. You can do the allotment.
This country has money.
You see lawmaker making 8,000, 9,000, including all the benefits.
Justifying why they drive 75,000 United States dollars car.
But to allot money in the budget for the young people, find a rehabilitation center for them. Those people who are in the streets, it's not just about drugs, like you saying, Sam. It's not about drugs. Not everybody who are on the street, but sometimes, from your look, the way you appear, maybe your hair's bushy. Sometimes you appear sluggish.
You want to take the campaign to those people too. You want to take. It's not only about, because assume that those people, they are not taking drugs, but because of their condition, society can influence them to take drugs. So you want to get rid of them. You want to address their concerns too, so that they are not indoctrinated into drug taking.
Into drug taking. You're right. Yeah.
Now, Mr. President, he said, his office said, the newly announced that the commission now,
special presidential task force.
That they want coming for the drugs.
Special presidential task force.
See, the newly announced National Anti-Drug Action Plan to be implemented immediately and in accordance with law. One, please listen carefully, because most of it runs contrary. I think I see Mr. President issuing executive order on some of these things, because our constitution forbids some of these things that he put here. Some of them blatant infringement on the rights of people. One, he said, seizure of properties linked to drug activities, including prosecution of landlords and accomplices. You know what it's going to mean? Or what's going to be? Empowering DEA, the police, and every other people to use their professionalism. When I say professionalism, it means in a negative way. So they will just suspect and say, Sam Andrews' house has drugs. They are trading drugs here. And then just move there. Already, the government is fixed on it. So
seize the property. The landlord, the landlord
is there, because this is their empowerment. This is their ground. This is what they're going to be using. So they will have to look at the people who wrote this for Mr. President, they will have to sit down, including the legal people, and look at it, how it is. It is not just giving statement to a president and that he released it in his presidential power. You have to be very careful. Otherwise than that, the goal that you have to achieve will be discarded. Seizure of properties linked to drug activities, including prosecution of landlords and accomplices. How will you know? Some of the people in the security forces, some of the people in government and out of government, some of the people, this thing is a syndicate. They know what's up. So let's assume that it is suspected that a government official or somebody in the private sector who is of status, they will go and seize that person's property. You know the wahala that will be in this country? Then they say, performance mandate for LDEA regional commanders with 6 months results. That means they get into real strong surveillance in the period of 6 months.
Rigorous fight.
Yeah, that's why I say performance mandate must show. Yeah, all the border points and everything. 6 months results deadline. You have the deadline of 6 months. You have to operate in 6 months. Then the 3, national whistleblower program with cash rewards and protection for informants, that they will give money if Newton Topper raise alarm. Say you're sitting here, St. Andrew's house, that drug driven place, so they were doing everything. So Newton Topper want a bar. Yeah. So the law, they say they will protect Newton's identity. So that amount, then that money, people will be taking advantage of it. Now, that what's going to happen? They'll be lying on people. This part here is psychological and it's not going to work. It doesn't make sense. Not at all. So the whistleblower, when you blow the whistle about drug in a given place, or somebody is trading drugs, or somebody is assisting the drug dealer, the government say they will pay you for it. Then they will not expose you. They will not tell who gave them the information, your identity, your name, everything. They will not disclose it. Don't ever believe this thing in Liberia. If you ever believe it, you mess yourself up. There are people they pick up. There are people they accuse. The same people who say they were doing good, helping to blow whistle, the whistle blew against them. Nobody, have you ever received money from anybody or any government on this before? Put yourself in trouble, endanger your life, put yourself in harm's way, and say you're exposing people because I want drug. The people who declare drug in a national emergency, let them go out and blow their own whistle and pay themselves. You must put yourself in harm's way, you must risk your life. The same people, by the time you get them the information, you know how they can do it? You give the information to this man. The man go and give it to his people in there. So as far as they're concerned, nobody identity going on. Somebody from in there will use that person identity unknown to the rest of the people to go after and say, oh, this, that. That's how they can do it. That thing is never a guarantee. I can never advise anybody to engage in that thing and say you're giving information to police, to this and that. They will tell you.
It will cause it will cause more harm, because some people will start to get only because of money, because you're talking about cash reward. So some people even lie. Some people give fake information just because of cash reward.
Yeah.
So it will create more harm. To the fight against drugs. Then you're talking about the seizure, the confiscation of people's property. Then what's the essence of the drug law? When you have the drug law, because once you arrest somebody with drug, you indict the person, turn the person over to the court. Then it is up to the court now for the court to play. Yeah, its role.
It is a risky,
the judiciary.
A risky venture.
Then you have all of the good laws on the book. Now you come out with a presidential task force saying that people landlord. In fact, if landlord, maybe you have a tenant in your house that is doing just, but what if I'm the landlord? I do not live in my house and I have a tenant who is renting. Yeah.
They'll go for the landlord. Well, you're living in Dubo Road, or go for because you the landlord.
I don't know what are the person selling drugs. Drug is not something, but the thing is, drug is not something that expose that, you know, like table market, that you see what are the person is saying. That's
you're sure.
Yeah. So you see that? So that's one of the issues. I think they rather need to look at this. They rather need to look at this, clearly and professionally, so that it does not, create another chaos in this country. So because now, if you're giving those DA officers, because I know some of those DA officers, they are now already unprofessional. But let me just say that like that. They are unprofessional. Some of them. Imagine you have DA officers, some of them, they have that kind of criminal mind. They will go to arrest people. Some of them will even have drugs with them. They will enter your house on grounds that they're searching. Some of them will even take some of the drugs from their pocket and put it somewhere and say they're arrested with drugs. They already have those kind of mindset.
Yes.
Those kind of criminals just to take money from people.
That's true.
Just to take money from you. Then you're giving them those kind of authority. So you should seize people property, do X, Y, Z. I think the president needs to rethink. He needs to reconsider his decision, because or else this will cause serious chaos for our country. Seriously.
4, fast tracking of drug cases. Fast tracking of drug cases. Fast tracking. Fast tracking of drug cases. Fast tracking. Fast tracking of drug cases. Through the court with mandatory sentencing. Fast tracking of drug cases through the courts with mandatory sentencing. Yeah, they embarrass Mr. President, put the court in a political position.
The
mandatory sentencing.
But then
it means when they suspect, they catch you, they carry you to the court. It is a national emergency already. So it will not be about the law moving normally as it ought to. So the law now will swiftly and go. So it will be a political sentencing instead of the law looking at it in total. That is exactly what the statement is all about. Mandatory sentencing means the court will have to do something as quickly as possible.
So it means that means, Sam, the court now will now be relaxed in terms of, because
that's what I'm saying.
Because if, for example, if you came here,
mandatory sentencing means, look, Mama, I gave you the mandate. Mandate means ordered. It means instruction. You must do forthwith. That what mandatory, when I say I gave you the instruction, meaning the person is waiting to hear that the action or the instruction was obeyed. That's what mandatory sentencing is. If the boss came and say, look, you take this drum from here, there, it means immediately it should be done. That's right. It's a mandate. It's an instruction. It has no condition attached to it. You will not have to explain anything. You will not have to look at any condition that, boss, because of that, we can't do it. No, you have to move forward. So if there is anything, you must do it before you can come and say XYZ. That's what mandatory sentencing. So it becomes more political than legal. So they want your bar. They got to look at it. The way. Let's move to the next one. 5. They say expansion of rehabilitation centers and reintegration programs for recovering users. Expansion of rehabilitation centers.
But do they have any before you talk about expansion? Because you should have.
Let's assume
before you expand. So where do they have the current ones before expanding?
So they have few around. That could be, maybe they have few around. That's why they use the word expansion. But I do not know of any. I only know about Senator Dillon Rehabilitation Center, but maybe the government has. If they don't have, they would not put it there for president to read.
That's why, like the one you just the previous one you just read before coming to this. And for me, I look at it as a breach of the separation of power, because the executive will not dictate to the judiciary in terms of how the judiciary should do its work.
You don't leave that thing. Our system is a patronage system.
Yes.
Everybody works at the whims and caprice of the president.
Yes, but we equally so we have separation of power.
Chief,
So why if
separation of power is only in words, theory.
But it's not practical.
No.
Yeah. But why if
we have imperial presidency?
Yeah.
The judiciary works at the will and pleasure of the president. Couple of months ago, what did you see? Supreme Court rules. The judiciary rules, the highest court of the land. The president say, I don't respect what you're saying. You're going outside.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
will do what
You're
I want
right.
to do. The guys at the legislature, what did you see there? President moves in, did what he wanted to do. He was successful. Today, Richard Kuhn is a speaker. He said at all costs he would get Fonatikofa out. And he used the very people in the legislature to get Fonatikofa out. We have a system. That's why when people call in for a review of the Constitution, amendments need to be made in the Constitution. And former President Weah was right when as per the Constitution brought in this whole referendum thing to reduce the presidency to 4 years. Because, listen, it will also reduce the president power. Because when you have too much, you have 6 years, 7 years, you will be using the rest of the time to do foolish things. But when you have 6 years, you focus on your mandate.
On your mandate.
1 year, say as we have 4 years. Yeah, Boaga gone 1 year, so almost 2 years. So the remaining 2 years, nothing there again. Yeah. You're not, when you have limited time, you see Donald Trump and you see the American president system, 4 years, and you see how they focus on the work. They have no time to rest. When the time is too much, you can relax yourself. You'll be doing all kind of foolish thing. That's what's happening. Everybody in this place, our 3 system, they say 3 separate branch, 3 coordinate but separate branch of government. It's just in theory. The president controls the executive. The president controls the judiciary. You saw what he wanted to do to the Chief Justice. If the Chief Justice did not stand her ground, then she off. Chief Justice Siana Yo. And he said, he said, the woman said, no, the time has not come. And this is what it is in the law. But they were getting ready in no time. What did he tell the Senate? He told the Senate to move in and confirm Yami Gbese. In no time, the Senate confirmed Yami Gbese. And then they set the ceremony for Yami Gbese to be commissioned as the Chief Justice. The woman had to come out and say, no, it will not work this way, Mr. President. We will not control. I will not control in your parole. That today, Yami Gbese is not confirmed yet until the writing is done. Our country, we have a patronage system where the president does anything that he wants at will. And he's not successful because he is so powerful. He's successful because the legislature gives him that power. They take their responsibility and place it on the lap of the executive.
Oh, yeah.
So that thing, Newton leave it will go that way. Let's move to the next one, what we have. So if you have any be thinking, if you can remember any of their centers, you please let our people know.
the rehabilitation center they want to expand.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've not know of any. Maybe I can doubt them. Yeah. Then they say investment in border surveillance, scanners, scan units, and security equipment. Yeah. So that now they know they want, yeah. They want to just charade. You say that now you ready to invest in border surveillance? They said they will bring in scanners. Yeah, you know my people, rescue said they bring in scanners. Yeah, Greg Como and they brought in camera.
Yeah,
the
police camera. So what's happening?
What is it?
So what's the G we see here?
Look, the guys then they just find their mumu to make fun of. They just put statement together, nice words, and give it to him to read or to put it out. That now you ready to invest in border surveillance? If you think border surveillance that joke, we ain't get absolutely nothing for that thing. Even if you have all of those things, let's assume that you have the equipment, you have everything in place, you are sophisticated. Let America there with everything. Let France there, Italy, with all the best sophistication, developed countries of the world. People stay smuggling drugs.
People still infiltrating.
Then,
so you know our borders, you know how many bypasses?
Almost 2,000.
Yeah.
2,000, one country.
You know how many bypasses on our borders?
But the poor ain't got nothing to do, man. So if these women had not come out, they wouldn't have come up with these things.
Yeah, with the statement, yeah.
But,
So that, yes, because of the protest. So pressuring them right now.
yes, another one. Well, I was going through this, I played to laugh. You know, my phone nearly damaged because it dropped. They say introduction of anti-drug curriculum in schools and random testing in high-risk areas.
Wow, so that one another subject.
So introduce anti-drug. The civic education curriculum they talk about nothing.
Yes.
They say the country needs to know, the people should know
the Constitution. The Constitution. Yes, I remember those days when we were in, I think, elementary, when they were teaching us civic, you know, how government works and all of that. The 3 branches of government, they are different functions and all of that. But nowadays, I'm not seeing it in high school. Then you're talking about anti-drug, curriculum. So what sense does it make? It doesn't make any sense. At least if you want to talk about curriculum, then why you should be able to reactivate civic in school. Because this will help students know about their Constitution. Because once they know about their Constitution, that will give them the ground to know about the workings of their government, the 3 branches of government.
But that one is not in effect. Nothing happening. Then you talking about
anti-drug curriculum. So that justice
in school, you and I be exposing.
So is it so important that the Constitution, the civic?
Chief.
So I did tell us
but
that
you don't need anti-drug curriculum in schools. You don't need them. It's another way of exposing them, because you have to talk about those various drugs. You will talk about how bad it is. They too, they will get out. They have people too who have a counter position in terms of persuading them to take that idea from there, that what they told you is not true, is this and that, all the kind of thing. Anyway, they will be exposed. The children, they're already exposed to the various kinds of then you carry it in schools. You will be exposing them more. What you need to do is don't tell them, just do what you ought to do practically. Discourage it. Get it off. Because if it is not coming into the country, they will not. They think coming into the country, they're not curriculum can start, they're not theory can start, draw from coming into the country. And Hassan Fadiga told us that it's coming from everywhere, every day, week in, week out. So that curriculum will go and stop it. But my man, the point got nothing extra. Then I say, okay, so let's just run through all, then we can summarize. It almost finished, I think that 10. Then we move to another issue. They say reinforcement of assets, freezing it. Sorry, let's start. Okay, reinforcement of national drug emergency, enabling raids and lockdowns where necessary. You see, the English message misguided. Why? That nonsense, it was a complete nonsense. Buaka has to sit down and think that he is a president, that he should use his independent thought. Yesterday, they were saying we was not thinking independent, means to sit down and figure out what you want to do, what you want to say, how you want to say it, what are the implications. He got all over the place when declared drug a national emergency. That's what they say. They're reinforcing that. How can you reinforce? You cannot.
When you had already in place.
So how can you reinforce now? You don't help her. It's just like the thing that the people then can do. You marry, you're moving on. Then certain time you say you're reinforcing the vibe. You say vibe renewal. Then one year that renewal.
So has the vibe gone?
English get the people right now.
The emergency, the national emergency has gone. Has it?
No effect. A week. You just a plastic bag, so he's trying to test you again. It's a reinforcement of national drug emergency. That's why the president announced when he came home. Then they say that reinforcement now. Your lesson go and putting it in simple will say you will understand. So when you see the people coming around, they're taking your daughter, your son, or your man carrying there, so you will not be surprised. Then they say that reinforcement now, it will enable raids. You go to the ghetto, raid ghettos, lockdowns where necessary. They have not done it at Newton yet. They go to the place. They say they lock down this ghetto. They move in to do a raid.
They demolish.
As long as they turn their back, they think operating. Some of the officers, some of the people in the very security area, they have their ghettos. They have their boys, their women, their men trading their stuff.
So before they go to a particular ghetto, they already sending the tape. Oh, say, "Mama, coming to that area."
Yeah.
So
they shut down. They close the place. Nothing happening. If they went there and then they're moving with the people, you hear one or two of them say, "My man, you lead that thing." When you hear security people, the security person say, "My man, just leave it. Just go." Meaning, just go with the people. The simple thing the man is saying, when you get there, we'll sort it out. Your business will stay run because they're all of us. So just cooperate. When you finish, we will handle it.
So that's the scam. That's the scam about the whole thing.
Then the other one, significant budget increases. Significant budget increases. They say increases toward drug enforcement, education, and legal reforms. So the one year now is all about money. Your plea count, even though you say we enemy of the state, but Kings FM not enemy of the state. If you say we enemy of the state, we take it as a compliment once we are doing what is right to make society better. Significant budget increases, that means they will put more money.
Budgetary
more money, toward drug enforcement, education, and legal reforms. So money will go, we put money into publicity, awareness, outreach on drugs. So we standing by them.
I'm sure they will also increase the salary of DA officers because once these people are in the field, so they will say how to corrupt.
Nobody.
Because once they're in the field and not making good salary, how do you expect them to implement the fight against drugs?
But you don't know area. You say when you say significant, you say significant. You're talking about the budget, then you say significant. So then you say increases. So it will be just the mark coming flow. So I beg you, y'all bring y'all when y'all appropriating y'all Kings FM on the list. So we do publicity too. We are media entity. So y'all don't leave us off because that's what they want me. That's what they want me. Education, publicity, outreach. So maybe they will do it in vernaculars. Then they send it to the community radio stations, those in urban Liberia, all the radio stations here will be on, because the more publicity, the discouragement. When people, drug not good, they turn to Kings FM, they're talking drug not good, don't take drug, will do that to you. They turn to station B, drugs not good, when you take drugs, will do that. There's other person die from drug. They turn to station C, saying the same thing. All the radio stations saying the same thing. Your goal will be achieved because everybody will stop now. Everybody will get discouraged. Everywhere you turn, you hear the same thing. You turn to the radio, you hear the same thing. But watch it, they will discriminate. That's what it means. Say significant budget increases toward drug enforcement, education, and legal reforms. The one hand, they will turn to the legal people. To look at the laws now, how this one ought to be, this one should not be this, let's enact this, let's send this to the legislature, the Maya too. So it means that they're saying good money will go there, and it will go to nobody but the government own lawyers. They don't want to eat the money, and nothing will come. Then they say, they concluded now. President Bouaka emphasized that the fight against drugs will be non-selective and relentless, stressing that no status, no title, no uniform, and no connection will protect anyone involved in drug. But what happened with Quita now? Quita, we're talking to Quita, the Unity Party woman. They brought Quita also just so they say, what happened with Quita? And they said they were sending her to court. And they say, the president said, because they think, All these things, they go into effect immediately. And nobody said,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what they
yeah,
said.
yeah. That was,
Yeah.
yeah, from the beginning. From the
So,
beginning. They
yeah,
not say
so
they're
that
going through any plan to do this, to do that. They say it takes immediate
immediate
effect.
effect.
Immediate effect. The newly announced National Anti-Drug Action Plan to be implemented immediately and in accordance with law. So then all these things there, they go into effect immediately. So the lawyer then, you get ready to receive your own mark. But it will not come to your who now Unity Party lawyers, who now preaching the government or dancing to the government song. So you'll forget it. It will go to a government lawyer. They will eat that money and nothing. And listen, everything that they lay out here, another failure. I say it. Tell anybody, say Sam Andrew said, and he's saying it. This whole thing is a fiasco. It will fail because it's just going to be to impress. They will eat that money. They will corrupt to the core. Nothing. This is not the first time we've seen this. We have seen this many times. Nothing will happen. You're just leaving it as another opportunity for people to eat money. Boy, see, you in uniform. You government official. You private businessman.
Yeah.
You get big store.
Big tattoo.
Whether the foreign store or the national store, what it call a going. We want to see it. Once you quit out there, that Unity Party woman, and they took with that to go and say that they just made publicity out of it. So they say, despite fiscal constraints, President Bouacar has directed Liberia's financial authorities to prioritize funding for. You say you get financial constraints.
So the president acknowledges fiscal constraint.
Yeah.
But equally so, he's instructing
money not there.
so the president is acknowledging fiscal constraint. What a good thing. So how do you think this thing will come to fruition? So everything you name here, everything you outline, everything you have outlined as government, then at the end, then you acknowledge fiscal constraint.
Yeah, despite fiscal constraints, the president has directed Liberia's financial authorities to prioritize funding for 1, introduction of anti-drug curriculum in schools and random testing in high schools. 2, LDEA operational capacity and equipment. 3, rehabilitation of infrastructure and staffing. 4, border and port security technologies. 5, national public education and prevention campaigns. 6, legal and judicial sector reinforcement. Liberia will fund its own fight first. That's what they say. Liberia will fund its own fight first. But what kind of country also say they will give you money that you will say they want?
For donor support.
I can understand the psychology, the indirect way of the appealing. Liberia will fund its own fight first, while also calling on donors and international partners to support the renewed national drive. The president urged all Liberians, from parents and educators to leader citizens, to join the fight. Together, we will not just fight, we will win. Liberia will not lose another generation to drugs. Not on my watch. Yeah? So that's it there, man. Let's move to something else.
Last one, not on my watch. So the president is emphatic, very emphatic about this.
Easy to make a statement. Very easy. To say something in easy, very easy. All right, let's move to another thing. We are headed into the weekend, not long, then we can afford you. So, FPRC, they say reduction in petroleum prices. by 33 US cents. Yes, 33, 0.33 wholesale and retail margins. So they say the Ministry of Commerce and Industry includes consultation with the management of Liberia Petroleum Refining Company has announced that the prices of fuel oil have been reduced by 3 United States cents, 0.33 or 0.03, while the prices of gasoline have been reduced by 9 United States cents. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry Inspectorate team, they say, will be closely monitoring the approved ceiling prices to avoid arbitrary hike in the pump prices of gasoline and fuel oil on the local market. The ministry will also be closely monitoring the effectiveness of the price circular to ensure that importers do not undercut fellow competitors on the market. The two Amos Tue, Managing Director, LPRC, Madeline Ellen Dagose, Ministry of Commerce. So we wait to see that if you are experiencing hike or if it is the same, then you let us know, yeah? But the government say there is a drop in the price of commodities, the products, petroleum products. That will take us to JMB. Hey, the boy that tell that papi. He say, my man, write this. I mean, read this. Read this. Read that. Yeah, sad, man. The remains of the Ghanaian defense minister and 3 others with plane crash were taken them back in Accra. Yeah.
They were on their way at the Ashanti region where illegal mining was taking place. That's when the military helicopter crashed. Yes, yes.
So another thing, then we open the line. We'll talk lastly about the $18 million. The prophetess Eba, I heard you people talk about it on the news, or
So,
I heard
Marie,
on the news that
Marie Johnson,
the country, God showed her that the entire country was dark, on fire, that the whole place was in darkness, and they need to pray. Well, you don't overlook these things. They become in a fashion that you think the messengers shouldn't be taken serious because it is not really political. But God has a way. God is still revealing. God is still warning, just as he did in the days of old. Many people think that God is not revealing, God is not warning today. Just as he used the prophets in the days of old, warning, the same way he's doing. God has not changed. God has not changed. There are 2 lines in the Bible that he explained his personality. Malachi 3:6, he said, I am the Lord thy God, I change not. That is the Old Testament. The New Testament, Hebrews 13:8, he said, he is the same yesterday, today, and forever. What that means is God's personality, his person can change. Your person can change until you go under the ground. Your person can change. That's who you are. But your attitude or your dealing
will change.
It will change depending on the situation, what you see. That's what the two verses is all about. The two verses are all about. The same God that used people to warn based on what he saw, that same God still exists, and he's using people today to reveal, to warn. When you hear these things, many times people overlook, especially the government of the day. They will think that that person is being sponsored by another person or the opposition, so say negative thing about the country. But before you can realize it, Newton, you start to see signs. That's how God works. Every time warning goes, remember now, it happened in the days of when Nebuchadnezzar was ruling. It was bad off. He was suffering the people, suffocating them. Things were just bad. He took on everything to himself. What did God do? God used Daniel to go and warn him. At the close of the day, Daniel told him what was going to happen. He overlooked it. Before he could come to his senses, it was late. And there are several lines in the Bible like that, in the Old Testament, the New Testament. When you hear these people saying these things, they are not to be overlooked. The devil blindfolds. How he does it? He will make you to feel that what that person is saying doesn't make sense. Don't listen to that person. But what the person is saying is something that is about to happen. It's already said by God. But because he wants damage, he wants destruction, so he will influence you not to listen. And how he does it? Your education, your power, political power, your position in government, your status, everything. So you give it an intellectual response. Oh, a leader woman, man. Some of the people then, they say the prophetess, they say the prophet, they're just looking for money or what recognition. That's how he does. So before you can realize it, it's late. Because God does not want 2 times. No, he wants 1 time. And that is why when the oracle or the warning goes out, you have to hear. That's why he said in the same Hebrews, he said, if you hear the word today, harden not your heart. Meaning you will not have it again. If you refuse to listen and act upon the warning, be prepared for the disaster.
There wouldn't be second warning.
Then no, God does not want the second time. He does not want he does not want fourth. No, I've not seen it in the Bible. If it is there, I will wish to know. He wants only 1 time. All of the prophets he sent out to warn, he gave them a single instruction and only 1 time. The prophet don't go 2 times, 3 times, except it is something of intermediary wherein your Newton raised this concern. And then it said, okay, well, Newton is saying this because he wants to do this. So tell Newton to do this, to do that, to do that, to do that. In the context of this situation that I'm talking about the country, where the country is, God in heaven wants 1 time. So go and tell them to stop. Not only that, he will state the condition or what will happen if they don't stop. He just don't leave it and say, tell the people to stop. So he said, if the revelation comes that Liberia was the dark over Liberia, dark is cloud, danger.
Yeah, danger.
Yeah. So
a flame of fire.
Yeah. Then he will go, he will tell the next thing to that prophetess or prophet, tell them to do this or tell them to stop doing this. It's over. So that's why the person who comes, the messenger, ought not to add or subtract, not to sound political, not to put himself or herself in it.
Yeah.
Just to say it as God say it, yes, and turn as bad. Anything there that God will do it, anything stubborn, he takes advantage. I'm saying it to me, what has been coming up about the country, these revelations, damning revelation, dark revelations, people, we need not overlook it. We can all tell. We shouldn't wait when disaster occur, when disaster hit us, then we say, oh, But the other prophet said this one, the other prophet said this one, oh, the pastor said it one, it will be late.
So that what happened in the case of Noah, or Noah was telling the people that there will be rain for 40 days, for 40 nights.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Pastor Newton.
They were laughing. They were making mockery.
Yeah.
They were laughing. So, oh, look at all the jungle. Look at all the funny men.
Exactly.
But people are 40 days, 40 nights. But it came to reality when Noah was in the ark, they begin to cry when the area was getting flooded.
Yeah. They all look the prophecy. They all look the prophecy. At the end of the day, they felt it. So that's it. You be careful. Don't overlook it. It came, and that's it. That will take us to the significant progress. That will take us to the significant progress. Significant progress. Listen, here is 18. Okay. Yes. So here is it. The Weirds venture at Marseille, or normally we'll say Marcel, but the actual pronunciation is Marseille. The Weirds venture at Marseille is the last, then we can turn to you. Olympe Marcel, 9 times France League One, signed United States international, Liberian-born Timothy Weah, son of former Liberian president and world icon George Weah, for a record deal. Record deal. 18 million. 18 million. 18 million. Yeah. $18 million contract. $18 million contract. Newton have to be a AB, share light on this. And that was very fine. I enjoy it. This morning, BBC is reporting it. And AB says something which is very significant, and every one of us can pick up. It should serve as a lesson. And in a political context, it is a minus for President Boakai and plus for George Weah. Yes. Where is it? Let me get to this line. There's something I want to show you so that you hear God saying it for himself. Please, give me the next few minutes. I want you to hear it for yourself. It is typical of this identical line that we are on. Talk it briefly, and then we can turn to you. Yes, I want you to see it. The Bible is our model of leadership. It encompasses everything that we do on earth. So if you have no understanding of it, if you are out of it, you can make progress in anything that you do. Under no condition, you can make a progress. There's something I want to show you in line with this. Yes, in line with this. $18 million, that's more money. What? 18. Wow. Substantial amount. Yeah. Substantial. Very substantial. Substantial. Millions. Not thousands. Substantial. 18 million. That's what they call mouth watering deal. Yeah. What they call mouth watering deal. Yeah. If you get that, your life is over. No suffering, no hardship. You only hear people talking about it, but it won't be your portion under no circumstance. Yeah, not at all. Mhm. Okay. This is it. According to God, every child, boy, girl, who is trained and ought to be trained well should bring joy, happiness to the parents. That's what God said. That's what he said in Proverbs 22:6. Train up the child that when he is old will not depart from it. Meaning the training that you put in the child, your training, what you want the child to become, the child can become that, and the child brings glory and honor and laughter and joy to you. Anything short of that, you will regret it. The child ought not to bring disgrace, shame, cry unto the parent or parents. Proverbs 15:20, what did he say? A wise son makes his father happy. Proverb 15:20. He said, a wise son. That means a son that listens to the father's instruction, accepts the father, the mother discipline. They bring joy and honor. And that is what every parent ought to have. A wise son makes a glad father. That means the father is happy. The father is joyful. The father is content. The father bursts into laughter, saying the son's progress or the daughter's progress. Then he goes on the other side. He said, but he used the conjunction, but a foolish man or a foolish son despises. I say this to tell you of the progress, significant $18 million contract enter into with Marseille or Marcel, ultimately we are from millions to million. So at the ceremony, you saw which BBC is reporting, and I like the picture. They just, those people, they really know photography. Let me show you a wide neutral. We take it the corner, we get it. The camera is the zoom team signing former President Weah and the mother. They zoomed the three of them. I don't know what they were portraying, but they know as per their professionalism. And that caption is so unique, so great. Titan. So they were all beaming with smile. That's what proverb is saying. That's what God is saying. Let the child bring joy. And it can happen when you don't discipline the child. If you are a lawyer and you train the child, you train the boy or the girl in lawyering, they will bring joy to you. If you are a footballer, you train. That's how the people. If you are a medical doctor, you train the boy and girl in that field. That's how it was in the days of old. When you hear in the Bible, it said Jesus was a carpenter, right?
Yeah.
And what did they say? Why he became carpenter? Yeah.
Why he became carpenter?
Yeah. It's your little Bible darling. Yeah.
I'm not a good son.
Yeah, my man, you almost said it. His father was a carpenter.
Joseph was a carpenter.
Minister Newton. So that's how it was in the days of old. Yeah. So if the person was a footballer, the child will be trained in that same discipline.
So like father, like son.
Yeah, at the close of the day, the son or the daughter brings joy to the father and the mother. And that's why you see of Timothy, we are, and other people. That's why God is saying in Proverbs 15:20, a wise son discipline the child in that letting him see the wisdom, letting him see the understanding, the reason why you want him to do this, to become this. And at the end of the day, not only will it be a success, a future, but it brings joy to the parents. Let's pick up the calls now. Let's start taking your calls on 0772. No, 0772 is not, it's okay. Okay. So 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 98 0375.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Francis, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where do you call from?
Yeah, I'm Lieutenant Command of an accident.
Yes, let's hear you. Go ahead, make your point.
Yeah, you see the whole drug training out and Baga carrying on. It's just a man block. You should start for the hot on a drug infection first, but going out. Many not continue entering the thing. Which type of continue to enter the thing? That's what the drugs, that's why it's carrying drugs. So all those things are just a man block. Thank you, brother.
Okay, thank you so much. So 0772 23 99 33 and 0886 30 44 97 0777 98 0375. Those are the numbers to participate. Let's hear you this morning. Let's get your interaction this morning on the program. Let's talk about it right here. So I see cause this person trying to slip off the line. Yes. So 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 and 0777 98 0375. Supporting your cause this morning. Let's go to the line. Good morning. So what's happening? Is it a network or what? Because I see most of the calls I just slipping off. Yes. I don't know what is the network. But however, keep your calls coming in 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 and 0777 98 0375 0777 98 0375. And we have our female line. The female line, yes, exclusively. This is for just the females. Yes, exclusively. 0777 98 0375. And the line exclusively for females. So go to the line. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
I'm getting a terrible feedback. Please leave.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, please leave away from the receiver. Come again. You say your name again? Hey, bro, you coming, bro? I'm not ready getting you. Let me speak with this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, what's your name?
It's Kuku for Kawa.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's say you make your contribution, sir.
Okay, the issue about the protest, the people carry on. To me, I don't know what they will do well for us because it might be it will increase the whole thing. But the whole people who say they're supporting this protest, who they call the government, people, these are the ones that bring it just in the country. So this protest, it will turn work for us. They will make them, I believe, they're wasting their own time. We need to find another strategy to deal with it here. But that other one is start with a fiasco. It will turn worse. Because the same government that bring the thing, they didn't want to say they supported their protest. They pretending that they sympathy with us or with the people or with the country. The same group, they said we'll put it in said more time.
My brother.
Yes.
But did you follow the release from the executive action? The government has come up with new measures in relation to the fight against drugs. Yes, I think we already listened to it. There are several
Yeah, but to me, when I work with all the guy, when I work, it will increase the whole thing because then the same group are coming with a job. They said they were going to follow the in 6 months time, then let the 6 months to increase. So I don't know how it will work. So we need to find enough strategy to dissolve the whole thing here. But when we say government support, they also that's it for nothing. I think government official bring the trust there.
And just to remind you, the government is saying that as part of some of their fight against drugs, according to an executive mansion release, the government is saying that even landlord, they will be arresting landlord. So, for example, if you get a house, somebody is selling drugs there, and you're not alarmed, you're not getting, take up, they will be giving money to what they call, what's up blower. Maybe if there's somebody selling drugs, they get someone a hotline, you get call, give tip up to maybe DA officer, and they'll give him so those are measures that the government has come up with. And
they will just do it to create settlement in it. They will not do it direct, but create settlement in it.
They said they just put all that thing on the paper. At the end of the day, they said they advance financial constraint. They want to buy equipment, they want to keep surveillance at the different zones and all of that. So thank you, my brother. Let's go to the female line and speak with this person. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Sam Andrew.
Yeah, let's hear you. What's your name?
My name is Sylvester from District 17.
District 7, let's hear you. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, concerning the trust issue, you cannot put a fish down, then you say smearing, then it says they can't not eat a fish, then it says smearing. For example, the president's son has a cartel, and you are stopping just. And he is dealing with his son, he is not dealing with his son concerning the just business. Now, how will you expect for the local just business to stop? And you are not stepping on your son. Your son has a cartel, and most often he is the one producing the just, bringing in just. That's why the woman that you talk about recent time when they arrested her, what they did with her, they never did anything to her. So the just business is not like you're doing everything like politics. And just as a whole, it cannot be solved when the president himself is in the D.
Okay.
So all the things they're doing, they are just doing it for flamboyancy.
Okay.
They just want to showcase.
Okay. So they want it for flamboyancy, right?
Yes, because I am a veteran. My little brother is in a just business serious state.
Wow.
And we right now in District 17, we are facing so many difficulties concerning our little brother, our children. You cannot get a fish, the fish marinated, the cat do not eat a fish. In which, of course, he know the solution to it. He is the problem to the call thing that going on.
Okay.
President, we actually were discussing so that President, we are now. It is worse than ever before.
Yeah, they used to say what the song said they were singing. I was talking about it this morning. I know they say Kush carry all Buka Tenso.
Yeah,
we tired with it. Yeah, we tired with it.
Now solar panel account.
Yeah. So they want that the hardcore one, the high class one, under the United Party government, the trauma door, the solar panel, no one you get solar panel. I want to get power.
You put it on your hair, you put your hat on it.
I see what
you charging. He must be charging.
He must be charging that solar panel. So the
whole solar panel.
Jesus.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you. Let's
thank you for the top on discussion.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where do you call from this morning, sir?
About the play. I'm speaking from Panababia.
Yeah, let's hear you. Go ahead. Make your point, sir, this morning.
Well, thank you very much for the issue under discussion. But what I want to say,
hello, are you there? Hello, are you there? Can you get me? So I gotta go to the next caller because I'm not getting him.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name. What do you call from?
Is this Cotton?
This is Newton. Newton Tokpa.
Oh, okay, Newton Tokpa. Thank you, Newton. I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from a Popo Kono, down Coast Hill, Winter Community. Newton, thank you very much for the facilitating discussion this morning. Nito, over the last 6 years, these jokers and gangsters are in power today. They make the drugs look like it was President Weah who was importing drugs, and was President Weah that brought drugs and destroyed the Liberian people. They even make a song. We tired with you, Buga Denso.
Yeah, we tired with the Kush.
Oh, Mr. Kush, we tired with your Kush. They make these songs. Fast forward today, Joe Buakai came. When he came to power today, I can remember his vice president is on tape. When he went to my own country, Nimba country, he told the people in Nimba that they are defending Liberia because John Weah was bringing drugs. He was the defender. Joe Buakai was a squawker. And the late Prince Johnson was the one that was in the Navy to stop drugs from coming to Liberia. Jeremiah was on tape. First of all, we saw Jeremiah doing drug tests. His president because drugs as a national emergency. Today, is Joe Biden telling us that the national emergency team has failed him? Is it telling us that drugs has overwhelmed him? Then what did he tell on the committee? What was the reason of telling on the committee?
Yeah.
Did he spoil the committee to misuse our money? Look, my brother, literally a joker. These guys were the one bringing drugs into this country. That's why reality has come to them, and they do not want to know. They do not know how to fight the drugs, and they want to put our people in the street today. But I'll use this video to caution the Liberian people. Boycott actually do not go there. They are the ones that brought the drugs. They know how to fight it. Joe Biden saw is bringing drugs, sometimes he's bringing drugs in the millions, in the trillions, and his brother, a drug dealer dominate. Mogba was arrested. Peter was arrested today. They are succumb justice in our country. Let the gangsters and the just mongo go and fight their own fight today. We will not be used once again as it did to us in 2023.
Okay, we will not be used once again.
London, Liberia, and London is the coup was secretary in Niba County.
Okay, thank you, Spencer Mohammed. Will not be used once again. Long live Liberia.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. What's your name?
This is your calling for Togo Ferry.
Cecilia, let's hear you. Make your point quickly.
I want to tell you thank you. I tell you thank you ever so much. With all the jobs are in the country, we still have our Bugatti. So, the club brought jobs. You're not there again. He's living a peaceful life. But there are no brought jobs in the country now that you're selling jobs fire around here. The women say I went protest today, someone else jobs. So why else going in the street to go protest? When you selling jobs to your friends, children to get in the street, why else selling jobs?
And some of the women, and some of the women,
people say,
and some of them,
our Bugatti, our Bugatti, you're not in the power again. I can't let Bugatti. They will learn that.
Yeah.
There is some making me. What they were actually, they don't have a quality, they're selling jobs, they're not making me. To me, go all over the world. BBC carrying it. So I tell you, I thank you the money back.
Okay, thank you too for your call this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you too?
Oh, I'm okay. Okay, I'm Brother Barkov from Mount Bartley. You know the thing about the drugs issue that we are discussing today? The first time we get to know about drugs was during theater time. Theater time, eating time, they multiply. We are time, multiply. But now it's what? Multiple now until it triple the entire country.
So they want a triple ply. So it's not multiply, it's triple ply.
Yeah. So the issue about this drug is that the people just getting under the ring free. The only thing the government can do now is to stay strong. We got porous border. I in Lofa.
But did you follow the release from the executive mansion where they said they're trying to keep Bola surveillance and they have come up with new idea. They want to buy some equipment, scanner, and all those things, mini camera, all kind of stuff. The name they are released.
I think it will be okay.
You
The
sure?
government can buy.
So you think that will stop the? Let me ask you this question. You think?
Buy those petrol, and what are you? It will
Yes,
be okay.
but
in
with
no way that you will take drugs from Liberia even do those things. For an example, we look at the government officials. Government officials can even bring drugs and pass through the checkpoint. Nobody will taking all at the TV, yeah. They met from or MOJ, yeah.
Oh yes, but that's why we say some of them, some of those government officials are using their vehicles, their official vehicles, to smuggle drugs into the country.
See?
Yes, so they are using their official vehicles to smuggle drugs.
I myself, I'm there. I got my own car. If I'm even in a car when I'm moving, especially the car I sent to us, we don't work all of the places that our car. When we get in a car, we're going. Any checkpoint, as soon as see the car, FDA. They will allow her to go.
Yeah, non-stop.
So it's possible that even I can put drugs inside the brigade and nobody will stop me.
You're right. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, so we need to work on that.
All right, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, my son. How you doing?
We're great, man. CC.
Yeah, that is doctor, man. CKA in Barcelona,
Yeah, let's hear you. Go ahead, man.
Thank you. What I want to say in short that when people go protest today, my son, they go eradicate from the country. Today we go. When we are there, we are still Liberians that let's come together and fight the drugs. They were accusing we are hello.
Yeah, you lied, man. Sister, go ahead.
Okay. They were talking about we are breaking drugs. They were not pushing the country.
Yeah.
So they are telling us to go to protest for drugs. No drugs. So for me, I look at it to be senseless to me. It makes no sense. I can't see the president saying we are drugs, even abroad drugs in this country. Then the party place in front of you today, we saw you saying we walk out in your room. Then you think you're going to fight drugs? When his son selling drugs right by his house, Tata selling drugs. And another boy bringing drugs for that man. Then you go protest for drugs. It will not finish. What are you protesting for? They say protest was breaking war. We're going to protest in the street. They say we're breaking war. We're not going to protest in the street. So they're going to protest for drugs. It will not bring war today. It will not burn the country down. You're going to protest? Oh, what girl you going to protest? No girl you get. No more telling you down to protest in the country about drugs. Because the men are breaking drugs. No more there. Why you breaking solar panel? What is it going to fight? What kind of breaking drugs? What is going on in jail? That they arrested at the airport. You came to a court in man, give me counsel. There's no evidence to prove. You say you brand the drugs. So then she said she went to America. What for the drugs for? So no more crazy say she wanted. She got money so then now you have got the taking drugs. So because of who was there, the who was put the walking down, will go protest, right? I'm coming for that protest. I'm coming there. I'm coming there, my son. I will be there in that place. So tell them because it's a go, not just in the street. Not in the street. Then I'm going to come to me to them. Me and know them. They want to fight. Thank you. That's what I want to say. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, my Sisi. Good morning. That's what it is.
Yeah, good morning, Baba. How are you?
I'm okay. What's your name?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Abraham Jumaya from Crystal Police. Thank you for the show. I thank you for your analysis of the stadium that you are this morning. The issue is more, like most are very so they are using the but after the record of President Weah, when he's standing for this country, he wants the country to be peaceful and the Liberian should progress. There is no way that he can bring drugs to destroy the Liberian people in this country here. When one person for taking personal money and helping the country team and helping Liberian refugees all around the world. They were made in one election 2005, and because of the sake of the Liberian people, they let it go. People can refer to him as being, I'm sorry for the expression, as being stupid, which he is not, very wise. Then they are accusing him of bringing drugs to destroy the Liberian people. And they drugs been out there for a very long time. During the 80s, I know you have grass when I was small. I know you have a grass after all the division. So we have Dazipa and different kind of drugs that people are using. The same thing in all things. People are using drugs to go for war. So all my heading will stay here in this logo.
And
now, when you play
now,
they have to multiply.
the thing is,
Now, there are some things that they accusing we are of that he's not doing. Now, brother, there's so many things that he's not doing. He's a liar. He didn't lie to the people, and I not lying to him because there is a man that said he becoming all the mainly of rule of law. Rule of law is defining all the laws in the country. You know that everybody in the country knows that God is going against the law, and he said the rule of law is his agenda. So that's what Lala is talking there. The people out here to get to fight it. They say, how you draw in the government. Now, draw here. So, whatever police are there, all people here to get out to fight it. But you detail about that, you're not going to do anything about it.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, man.
What's your name?
Angel calling from Locator.
Angel, go ahead. Make your point quickly.
Yeah, the government won't play for all of us. They decide to play for all of Liberia. Just the main in the country here. The Locator are calling from. When you can, you need to look for them. The people are selling the right on the dump at the agreement there. Or inferior county, inferior district. They just when you enter, you see it. Then they saying that they come and get someone no more. They will be calling that someone's going to call it. They pay the poor, they could not with the people. Or the people could not with the poor. Who they come in the country? They didn't say that job,
yeah. So they're talking about, arresting landlords, seizing people property, the confiscation of people property. Then they're talking about, expedition trial. So when they carry to the court, so the judge when they say, "Wow, you wrong." No, it doesn't work like that.
On Facebook,
it doesn't work like that.
They live it out on Facebook.
So what if there are many cases on the docket of the court, and you went there with one drug case, so they must leave those cases that have been there on the docket of the court and just jump to the judge case, and if I to authenticate one of the person is actually guilty, because if the officer went and did an arrest and that person was being forwarded to the court have to, because they say one who accuses must prove. The burden of proof lies on the accuser. So you allege that the person was caught with drugs, but you have to prove beyond all reasonable doubt. So the court will have to take time to investigate. So you have to come up with all of your evidence or pieces of evidence to substantiate your claim. So that will not be 1 way or not be 2 days. Then you say talking about expedition trial. They must be joking. Thank you, man.
Ali, our president, in up there with his son. In that nothing, in common man.
Thank you, man. Let's go. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, I thought about that.
Yeah, my best. Let's say you go ahead, make your point.
All morning, sir.
I'm okay, man.
All right. Good morning, oh.
Hearing you.
Hearing you,
yeah.
I tell you, morning. Yeah. They woman who put it, put that together. Did I am I government?
They get government? Yeah. They get government. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what we carry petition to. I won't carry a petition to now. Who will carry it to the government?
Now the government, the new government, the protesting. So the petition, the government will present the petition to them.
Yeah, I don't know what we carry the government.
Yeah, they present it to themselves.
And I say we were going to say protect your very war. The power, they say protect our making war.
Yeah.
They say war with us.
Yeah.
They say we will protect June 17 protest. They were told so they protect your very war. So they protect our making war.
That's the whole thing, sir.
Now the 40 things that they were passed forward said that they cannot no go. That's what I guess. That's same me go. That he will be stuck together, put together, and me go.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Apple people will pay 40 years will propose it. Thank you, Oda.
All right, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. And let's go to the WhatsApp. Let's go to our WhatsApp, and we can talk with this person. I'm sure this is Edmond. Is it good morning?
Good morning, Yuto. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. the government, and that was the reason why we said this protest was government organized protest. How come the petition will be presented today, and then we'll already have it released from the executive mansion concerning drugs? How do you do that? You know, that is why we can say that the government is very dull. They are not calculating. They are not calculating well. You know, and you see some of the things that they put in that or like the under the executive order or whatsoever order that comes from the that release that from the executive mansion. Some of it there is in the same draft law that we passed that they said that we were bringing drugs in the country. If you look at the draft law that the president we have passed, some of the things they put in that thing is there, but they don't want to say it that they want to use that law. The law is good. They want to use it to fight drug. If they do that, and they know that we have the information, there is nothing that they can have for us. So I just listening to y'all reading that stuff. What's what y'all reading over there? In a very just law, how can we be the one that will bring drugs in the country, especially the president we are and his official? That they were able to pass under the strong just law in the country.
Yes,
Edmond,
see the contradiction in the very executive action release. One of the paragraphs talks about progress report from I don't know whether the progress report is from the Liberal Drug Enforcement Agency or it's from the multi-sectorial stuff that the president talked about. So why would you be talking about progress report? Then you're talking about the activation of national emergency, national task force, presidential task force to fight against drugs. You see the irony, you see the contradiction right
there. There's nothing.
Yes.
There's nothing about presidential task force. There's nothing about presidential task force. The only thing you need to do is to empower, is to give more empowerment to the drugs enforcement agency, give them more car, give them more money, give them good pay grade, so that they will not be able to be compromised. Because if a man is making $100, $125, $150, and he's not even getting the money on time, he go arrest the drugs there. The drugs may put $1,000 on him.
Guess
what? He's going to compromise.
Edmond, at the end of the release, they say at the end that the president has contacted the relevant financial institution to make funding available. Yes. Well, but why?
Which financial institution?
Yes, that's what I say. To make funding available. Why also say that the contacting financial institution also acknowledging financial constraint? Why it is true that they are going through financial constraint? So is that why will you be? You say if you're going through financial constraint, yes. Then you're talking about contacting relevant institution to act. So all of the things that you name, all of what you have named in your release, in your press release and what have you. How does it come? How do those things? How do they come to reality? How do they come to fruition when you don't have they require resources to have them to have those things executed? How are they going to be executed if you don't have they require resources? That's one thing we should be looking at.
Yeah, and that is why say refer to that release as a threat, because you don't just go sit and write anything and put attach it or link it to the presidency of the republic. Because when we talk about the presidency, we are not talking about Black Eye as a president. The presidency it is owned by the Liberian people. So anything that you link to it have a bearing on us. You don't just write anything that even if you put it before a 6th grade student, they will be thinking, what are you saying? Because the contradiction is in that relief from the beginning to the end. Which financial institution you're talking about that the president has contact? Okay? When the DA have a budgetary allocation, the only thing the institution are mandated to be able to add to the DA so that they will be able to do the work. That's all. Yesterday, the last time we heard the news that they were already putting down some people, according to them, they want to deal with only from 18-year-old to 25 years. The institution is not empowered. The institution is not capacity. They need more manpower to do the work and good pay grade and material to do the work. You don't have that. How do you set up another task force? That means you'll be undercutting the operation of the DA. Then that means the fight against drugs is going to be absurd because why? They are fully aware that their hands are in the cooking jar. So if they appoint their task force, that task force will be in their interest. But again, this I hope this is not another million that the government is looking for to start chasing opposition around here, start accusing them falsely, start going to that compound because you saw what happened to the guys the other day, Master Kimiya and other police went to surround their house early in the morning hour and the end of their play. Why is the forcibly enter my place and drop drugs there and say and trading drugs?
But in fact, somebody can have drugs with them when they go to search, they will go. So if you're not careful, they will just put it somewhere. They pretend as though they're searching. Then they say, "Oh, but here we find drugs there." Yeah, some of them can do that. So no, all of that.
So we need to be careful. We don't want drugs here because it is a national threat. It is a national threat. Yeah. Every day we worried about it. But if the government want to use that million again to continue their wish home, we are ahead of them before they can arrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Edmund. Thank you so much. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Sam Andrew.
What's your name, sir?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle. I call from under the street light in Lower Johnsonville.
Let's hear you,
it is quite unfortunate that under a rescue government, those are young under the issue of drugs as a conduit to come to power. And today, they are telling people to go in the street to march against drugs. I think that's a complete failure because most of the guys that we are seeing marching and against drugs, they are all confident in the partisan of the Unity Party. So this is a complete failure of Judicial Buaka. And yesterday, he said, "Oh, we are and his co-officials were importing drugs." So what can we say today? That's why I'm just telling our brothers and sisters that are in the street, it's just a complete waste of time. You march from here to Jerusalem, and the drugs will not be eradicated from this particular government because just like Buaka, an entire cabinet are importing drugs and also taking in drugs. How are you going to waste your time to in the name of marching against drugs? It's not going to work. So do not waste your time. These are the people that were importing drugs in the country yesterday, and the shifted blame on we are in his government. And you see how today the entire drug issue are escalated.
Yes. So today now they have been entangled into the web. You can see that they have been caught up in the web.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Their lies and deception yesterday are caught up with them. You see, every community you will see, and the people, young boys and girls standing sleeping. And that's why, we have to speak to the reality. When you look at those guys, those young boys and the girls that can be standing sleeping and compare it with Joseph Imabwaka sleeping field, you got to understand that absolutely the old man is taking in drugs. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. How are you doing?
I'm okay. What's your name?
My name is Harry Baba. I'm calling from Mount Party.
Let's hear you, man.
So, Mr. It was joking. And one day I was just watching a lot. I saw some of those people that were selling drugs in the Mount Party community. They are all selling fake. People are joking. If they want to post up the drug, they will ask the personal question. The guy that they caught was that is so friend. Where is this guy? And they just call that they were laughing.
The lady quita. So it just shows shame. Just put hang off. Yeah, put hang off on hand. Just to fool the properly. Take a picture, put hang off on hand.
Yeah, we were not serious. But they can get a web teacher right, and they only want to real. Officially in a car setting, watch your life. Watch the whole front page Africa, you see it.
All right.
Thank you,
man. Good morning. Oh, so yes, serial calls coming in. Serial calls coming in this morning. Serial calls are coming in. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. My name is Peter calling from Joseph.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother, thank you very much for the topic. You know, the government is taking like the parental because they are already still. Because you told that when you get there within 1 or 2 months, no drug will be in the country. And now we not accept for drug will be in the country for the women that will be on the street. For them, they accept for Okonale women will be on the street. Because they know they are still receiving the Okonale women there to see money, they put money in the budget. They funding me by all me to do the country. So they will come out, they will say, we'll do the 1 year, we'll do the 1 year. Then they will on the street, they will protest. They will go protest, they will be the petition battle. Then we stupid. Of course, we now go to school. We are all man, we not go to school. But we not stupid and take one thinking, I was talking that learn, you're there every day, you're on the internet, you can do research. Nobody can be fool again.
Yeah.
That was back in 1941, when no radio station was here, no step for a year, and the reason they use our churches, they get our churches gone, they destroy the country. But now, say, well, you are educated and you go all over the country, you're travel, you know something better, and you can research. Don't let anybody that fool because they government will know that they are criminal. They find a way to see, they say they will protest. They send people to the street to bring the petition back to them. Bro, that's people in the country. Even the prayer late today. The new faces are here. The new faces are here. Houses are here. New faces are here. Still faces passing even my home. So criminal in the net. The people passing. You know, say everybody for the street. So that because I pray for all of just like a see for yourself, you will finish. So can take you from there and come back and pray our president to deliver the country. Because you are lying because of power, you're not able to deliver yourself. You're moved from protest over the one country now. You're ashamed. Then your petition will be there. You're saying we're going to steal, go protest. We are know that you're failed. For all kinds of you have failed. Nothing you will do for that great people. You just pray. That's what your long life for we maintain the peace for the country. What your long life to make the national community we are criminal. Okay, thank you. I'll come to that day.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. I can sense the anger. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name, sir?
I'm Francisco Baccar. I join you from the capital of Monrovia. Good morning to St. Andrews.
Good morning.
Yeah. But thank you guys for your elaborations. You people have discussed the public on the issues concerning about drugs. You know, Joseph Waka and his so-called government, they are making fun of other people in the country. You understand? Because how will you be encouraging drugs? Then you get your government official, some of them, they are drugs. Some of them, they are selling drugs in the country. So Joseph Waka and his government, they are there to make fun of us. You understand? They are making complete fun. You getting me?
Yeah. I'm getting you.
Yeah, they are making fun. I'm away to town. I bother with some of the group around people. Where Richard Cooley, the so-called speaker, he called his speaker. He put his picture on the table. He said, no to drugs, whatever have you. The government came to make fun of people.
So you say you came across some of the protesters. Tell us about, the number of persons you saw, the multitude of crowd. How is it like? Are they in their numbers?
The momentum of those guys, they are not plenty because I think they are about 10 or 5 around the people the other red.
About how many? About how many?
They have a 5 to 10 because they are not plenty in numbers.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much for that update. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Your name and where do you call from?
Sabu Rasta.
Yeah, go ahead, Sabu Rasta. Let's hear you.
Yes, I mean, thank you and thank you the same. And brother, we will learn the highway. We will learn the highway, but brother, we do it different. Yeah, in a Mambo snow. We are the Mambo. Let me tell you, they say, God, are you with serving? We are serving a living God. We are serving. Brother, the way we put talk about Joe, they pray about just. Yesterday, I don't know what bringing just. They wasn't good, what bringing just. Now, I'm bringing just. We just want to bring it. You see, brother, you see that who will learn the hard way. We love people who will learn the hard way. When you look at your finger, brother, your finger, you know what I mean? Your precious finger, you look at it. You take it, you put it in the fire. You say you want rescue, you put that finger in the fire. So you would have fire, boy. Everything that the people doing today to us, brother, it's just a lesson that we like people we need to learn. We need to learn, brother, but we not learn. The Bible says in Revelation, it says those that get ear to hear. It says let them hear, because when you get ear,
and the stubborn child, the stubborn child can feel pain.
I mean, thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, Samu, thank you too, man. Samu, so yeah, we still have more calls coming. Good morning.
morning.
Good morning.
My name is Hussein Kew. I call from Diesel, District 11.
Yeah, Hussein, let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, so I listen to people trying to politicize the fight against drugs. So let me say this. If it is not your business to protest, if it is not your business to fight drugs, then you can sit in your little corner and keep your mouth shut. But with this fight that the president, the government, the approach this government is taking, and people still thinking they want to politicize it, it's up to you.
But Hussein, hello, Hussein. You talk about approach. You talk about when you talk about people politicizing. What do you mean? What are you saying?
So I listen to all of the callers. If they are not insulting the officials of government or the president, then they're making no recommendation.
We allow them to do so.
Insulted.
Hussein, they are not. The people are not. They are not insulting.
But you listen to somebody
they are not insulting. But listen, the people, in fact, the people are speaking their mind in terms of the ineptitude when it comes to the government fighting drugs. But he said this very government keeping the power on the basis of coming to fight drugs. But what has the government done? So the people have seen the ineptitude on the government. That's what I'm saying. So the writer says so. So Hussein, I can continue with you. So I gotta let you go. Good morning.
Yeah. Once again, 30 seconds.
Sabu, my man, you eat a show like that.
Look, brother, who say we understand your frustration. You told us that you came to fight. You said, we are bringing job. Why do you say that, bro? After I say, job, we have to go and job, we are go. But look, brother, let me tell you what who's in there, yeah? You see GLUTTONOUS, very little meaning?
No.
Okay, they call that word gluttonous. You know who's in there? Gluttonous people. They are greedy people. That word GLUTTONOUS, they mean gluttonous. Greedy people. They are greedy people.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Good morning this morning.
Good morning, mother.
Yeah. I want to tell you that a wizard guy. He always getting on the studio to talk to defend President Bwaka. Because that he president. But I want to tell wizard this morning. We replace some of all else now with ground. Bwaka say us. He doesn't know that the president say he's still backing. So I want to let the whole world know that President Bwaka has said us. Because when he told that you are going to do, he's not doing it. He's waiting on it. They carry. Then he say bring it drugs, isn't it? So we're not here for that. Who dare to go protest? July 70, they tell against it, they say they were not going to go protest.
But when the president was coming to power 2023, he said he was coming to fight. He didn't say people will go protest before fight. So the president should have started the fight against drugs. Yes, rigorous fight against drugs. Because that was one of the major campaign message he used. Yes. Among his messages, that was one of the major ones.
Anybody who will go protest, that the government say no people, that government know about it.
So people will go protest, people will go in the street where he fight drugs. What did you tell the Liberian people 2023? That drugs were bringing in tons of drugs. Yes. Tons of drugs were bringing in. So you are coming to power to stop it. Then he said people will go. So people will go in the street where you know that he's over the fight it. Why you getting the power for?
Thank
you, Yama.
What President we are there? They send you that were bringing the drugs.
Yeah.
They were lying on we are. You see? So we said it was tired. That Bwaka say, or let you go sit down.
All right, man.
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah, so
Hussein, I can continue with you. I don't want to, argument and counter argument. I'm not here for that. We don't have the time for that. For views and counter views on drugs and what have you. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
You should go. And now I probably will get the other hour for us in your poor papa. Yeah. You better not say on the plaza. While you started at your head. You said who would have who who also that who got a Saturday. We are who you protest. We are stupidness.
Sorry. So you can vent your anger like that. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Justin Kawada on the UN drive.
Justin, go ahead 1 minute. We don't have time. We're almost off for this
You
segment of
see,
the show.
this is the first government they kind to see government is fighting drugs when you before coming to power, you already knew that this was some of the problems that been for people. Now you came to power, almost all of the drug cases, you're not fighting the reality. It's seen on the ground, you not want to face it. But then you're trying to protest, you organizing a protest to say, oh, you want to fight drugs.
But I don't know, but my brother, Husi is not understanding himself. Husi is saying he's not understanding himself. So Husi, for example, if I came to you, maybe I'm contesting for community chairmanship, right? I want to be chairman for a community. I came to you, I said, my brother, I want you to vote me because maybe the current chairman is not doing certain things. I want to be very specific. And Joseph Boga was very emphatic about what he was going to do when he wins. He said he will fight. Yeah, he will fight drugs. He didn't say when I come to power, when I win, when I come to power, I'm gonna see thousands of women going in the street before I can start fighting. So that was not an indicator that should be done before the president starts the fight. So once the president came to power on the basis of fighting, the president should have started. But that thing, what approach? What has the president done? What approach has the government taken? When it comes to fight against drugs, how are you going to justify Hussein? Justify anything. Thank you, brother.
All right, thank you for the show.
All right. So, good morning. Let's go to the female line. Good morning. So we'll take just this one. This could be our final caller here. The final caller around the female line. Good morning. Yeah.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. What is telling us talking to? I recently come for one saying, hey. And then they pull up in the power. Talking on the radio because they do not know the next still they control it. In last people that drug, we are bringing the drug. And the drug when you talk over the tools in Africa, a song got to the drug, they say it's drugs. All the military and say it's drugs. Then you come in like you have to see your go petition in the government. You know, nobody can be poor in the country. We are well. You say it now. You do care. You don't mind yourself. You got broken with this power. You get more going to to speak. Because if you open your mouth radio and talk, they will control you. Let me tell you now. So shut up. Now you want to program the power people put up for program, but because program still the people. In last of the people when they put up on you, you're not doing it. Then you come in to say, you're not shit and you want to tell you ever say that you're not going to defend it. You better shut up, you're too young. Let me tell you now, too young because you're not getting more grand yesterday tomorrow to talk. Because when you open your mouth tomorrow to open your mouth to talk, we'll go for you. Let me tell you now, thank you. Says yeah, enough. We're too going to say we'll move up from there. Then the deal will come, they will go for all the criminals that see the money, you know, by the criminal. They will go for them to prosecute them. You all lie, you say, and see. You lie, you prosecute the people. You all lie, you kind about all the things you say. You are doing it west, you are doing it devil. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thank you so much. So, folks, every good or bad thing must come to an end. Folks, we got to go home. That's all the time we have to be here. This morning, we've been sitting in for Israel, but we are here, and who was unable to be here due to some circumstances and to the fact that he's not ready very well. So, Sam Andrews and I, we've been here trying to fill in for Israel. So, until we look forward to Israel, but we are here on tomorrow's edition, or if not, he will be here Monday by God's willing. Thanks for being there. Thanks for your listening. My name is Newton.